It's also primary day here in Connecticut, and things, of course, are looking a lot different because of COVID. Many voters will be using absentee ballots, the most ever in a Connecticut primary. Chief Capitol reporter Susan Raff is live now in Wethersfield at the Webb Elementary School, which is one of several polling locations. Susan?
Good afternoon. We are seeing actually a pretty decent turnout here at noon. A lot of people are still voting, as you would call the more traditional way. As long as you wear a mask and practice social distancing, you can come out to the polling places and vote. But a large majority of people are voting by absentee ballots. To give you an example, normally about 20,000 people request absentee ballots. Now we're seeing about 300,000. And a lot of this has to do with the rules changing for the 2020 primary, because more voters are allowed to mail in their votes.
Mask wearing is a necessity. I'm about to go back to college, and so being safe in an environment is, a top priority right now.
It's very different. For one thing, it's very quiet in my polling place. I suspect a lot of people voted absentee. That's the new thing this year, is that everyone is able to vote by absentee ballot.
And more changes for COVID because of the primary. It was actually moved 2 times to today, the August 11th primary. And there are a number of races. You have the presidential primary. You also have Republican and Democratic primaries for state representative and state senators. You also have registrar of voters and probate judges. And keep in mind also, because of COVID, there is another change. Now, the ballots have to be postmarked today, but the day to receive them is actually Thursday. The governor signed an executive order because of so many absentee ballots. He wanted to give cities and towns more time to count them. So yes, the polls close at 8 o'clock tonight, and if you want to vote in the primary, you have to do so by then. But we will not probably know the results until at least Thursday or Friday. For now, we are live in Wethersfield. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Susan. So it is time for our Vote Now poll, and we want to know if you will be voting in person today. This is something that we posted on our website and on the Channel 3 app as early as 4:30. And as of right now, where things stand, 44% of you say yes, you will be voting in person. 31% of you say no, and 25% of you say you'll be sending in your absentee ballot. Speaking of voting, if you have any problems voting today, we do have a hotline number that you can call. That number is right on your screen. There's also an email if you prefer to email any issues to the state, and we have all of that information as well up on the Channel 3 app.